Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm sharing with you this new collection that I received from a cherry on top. It is Simple Stories Great Escape Collection, and I'm going to be creating a layout with you. In fact, when I sat down to create one layout, I created 4. So you're going to get one a week, and they're all amazing. So I'm going to be using this week's Cherry on Top Becky Flack Sketch Challenge. They have a page maps sketch challenge that is weekly. You can be chosen to win a $5 off coupon to the shop, which is awesome. It's like a $5 gift certificate. And they do it weekly. So you have a new sketch every week that is exclusive to a Cherry on Top to use. This video is going up Monday night, so you guys still have a couple days to get in on this particular sketch challenge, but don't worry. If this isn't to your taste, there will be a new one on Thursday. So I am going to go ahead and rough up and distress all these patterns that I've chosen. I am going to rough them up with my distress tool and then ink them with Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo. A couple of people have asked me about my distress tool. It is ancient. It's from Making Memories. It's probably 8 or 10 years old. One of my subscribers, though, said that she was able to grab one on eBay for really cheap. So if you really need a really great paper distressor, this one's awesome. I have the Tim Holtz one as well, and I prefer this one. So it's just easier to hold. So I've gone through and I have done a ton of distressing on all of these different layers. I've chosen to use a background paper. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this layout together. So one of the layouts I created with this collection is on my blog. It is the layout for this month's blog hop. So the Cherry Design team and we have been, ever since National Scrapbook Day, we decided we wanted to invigorate our blogs. So we've been blogging the first of every month. So that's something to keep in mind. I think the prize, it will have ended by the time this video goes up. But of course, all the blog content is still there. I'm going ahead and using this strip of 6x6 paper to add to my layers here that run down the side of the page. I'm going to follow this sketch fairly closely to some extent. I'm going to mess with the photos a little bit. I have different sized photos than what this sketch calls for. So you'll see here that I got 2 6x8 paper pads. I am learning my lesson. I am learning my shopping lessons. I am a paper heavy scrapper. And I also tend to love these smaller patterns in 6x8 paper pads. And since Simple Stories paper pads are 2-sided, I got 2 of them to give me lots of small options. And looking back now that I've completed all 4 layouts that you're going to see over in the next few weeks, I have completely used up almost one entire paper pad. I just have scraps left. And the other one I started cutting into today. So definitely a smart idea with me to go ahead and get 2. I'm choosing my layers for the main portion of my layout here. I chose 2 6x8 papers. I'm going to go ahead and kind of trim down my photos. So these 2 photos are of my dog. So last week I mentioned one of our family traditions in our house is that every spring we go to the greenhouse and we buy all of our flowers. This year we actually went a little flower crazy because we kind of assumed we'd be home most of the summer. And we also put in a garden. But I got tons of pictures at the greenhouse. We took our dog, which we hadn't done before. I didn't even know you could take him, but you can. How cool is that? So I have lots of photos from that. And what happened was I started creating with these pictures from our trip to the greenhouse, and then I was like, this collection matches these photos so well that I just kept going and did more pictures from our greenhouse trip. So these are pictures of my dog. This is Fitz. He is a mini dachshund. He is my little shadow. He goes everywhere I go. I want to stretch this paper. So this was a 6x8 paper pad. I cut it in half because I want to stretch it out to make it go the entire length of my layout. So to do this, you can see here how roughed up I made these papers. So I really roughed them up, and then I really inked them up because I just thought they looked so good like that. I've been on this kind of, it depends on the papers. These papers just begged to be roughed up and inked up, so I went with it. I'm going to go ahead and continue on here now that I have all of my papers chosen, and you can see here I'm just going crazy with the distresser, and then I hit it with the ink. And this makes a huge, ginormous mess on my table, and that's okay because it's totally worth it. So I'm just going to get these papers inked up, and then I'm going to place one at the top and one at the bottom to kind of stretch that pattern so it looks like it's going to go through. It looks like it's one sheet of paper going down, but it's not. So you can see here, I'm going to grab my T-square ruler and I'm going to use it to make sure that I have a nice straight edge to perpetrate my illusion of a large piece of paper. As is the case with most Simple Stories collections, there are a ton of really amazing cut-aparts in this particular line. And I knew that I really wanted to dig in and use these cut-aparts as the titles for my page and any kind of journaling I wanted to do. So I grabbed 2 of the cut-aparts. I'm going to trim them down quite far. They're 4x4 cut-apart sheets, so I cut them down, but then I'm going to cut them down more to make them a size that will work with my photos just a little bit better. And I did rough up the edges of those and hit them both with the Distress Oxide ink as well. I love being able to kind of fussy cut elements from cut apart sheets. I think it's a great use of paper and a really great budget friendly way to get coordinating embellishments for your pages. You can see here that I put about 1,000 strips of foam adhesive on the back of this, and this framed cut apart is going to act as our title. I did move the title up from where it was located on the sketch. On the sketch, it's down at the bottom, but I really wanted to make sure that I had dedicated room because there is a little bit of journaling I wanted to do. No, not a ton, but just a little bit. I'm going to add these puffy stickers from my stash, and I'm just going to use them to put the date or the month and year that these photos were taken. I didn't really add the date, but it's totally fine. And now I'm going to go through and do my most favorite part, and that is it's time to dig into the die cuts and decide which ones we want to use. For me, this particular line just screams more. Like it just screams layer up all of these gorgeous pieces, ink them up, really give your layouts like that layered feel. That's just some collections I'm not like that with, but this one just made me do it. I blame the Simple Stories collection. Plus mushrooms. I am a lover of mushrooms. I like to eat them. I like to photograph them. Mushrooms are awesome. So I'm grabbing different tags, some of these cool like woodland mushrooms. I'm layering them up. I'm deciding which ones will just work with my photo and work with my layout. I'm going to pop dot some of them up. So there are 2 different die cut packs in this particular collection. I got them both. One of them is more of like titling pieces. Some of them are like almost already made clusters, which are so cool, and like little tags and things. And the other one is just foliage. So there are no real like flowers in this collection. So it's just greenery and mushrooms and butterflies and like really cool stuff. So that was something I really enjoyed about this collection was it's not it's not flowers. There aren't flowers in this collection at all. It's like cooler stuff. There's these little bugs, and I popped them up. I'm not going to distress the die cuts. I'm just going to ink them, but then I'm also going to kind of partially pop some up with Pop-Tarts to give them that like movement and just a little bit of dimension. Like here, I'm not popping the entire die cut up, just the top portion. That's going to peek out from behind my photo. Next, I'm going to go ahead and look through the sticker sheet and grab some just last minute little stickers. So the stickers on the sticker sheet are very small. If you are someone who does not like the larger type of embellishments, this sticker sheet would be a great option for you because all of the embellishments are kind of on that small scale side. So I'm just choosing a couple of the stickers to kind of scatter about, and then I'm going to pull out some sequins. So these sequins are from Spiegel Mom Scraps. They're called Into the Woods. They are still available in her shop, and they match this collection like a dream. They're like dark wood grain sequins, and they're like sequins, but they're not going to add a lot of, how can I put this? Like, they're not sequiny. Does that make sense? So this collection is very kind of like earthy tones and things like that. And these sequins were perfect for them. When I was deciding what products I wanted, they do have enamel dots that match the collection. I kind of passed on the enamel dots because if you guys knew how many sequins I have in my stash, it's unreal. Here are all of the close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you'll take a look at this collection. It's so unique and different and fun, and I just have had so much fun working with it. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.